Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to talk about how to learn English. Learning English can be exciting and simple if you follow some useful steps. I will share some helpful tips with you. First, listen to English as much as possible. When I was younger, I didn't understand English, and it made me feel nervous. However, I started listening to English stories every day. Little by little, I began to understand more. Listening allows you to learn new words and how to pronounce them correctly. Next, practice speaking every day. When I was learning, I spoke English even when I made mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning, so don't be afraid to speak. The more you practice, the better you will become. Reading is an important skill. Begin with simple books. Books that include pictures can help you understand the meaning of words more easily. As you read, you will learn new words and see how they are used in sentences. Writing also helps improve your English. Write about your daily activities, your family, or any topic you enjoy. The more you write, the more you improve. I used to write in a small notebook every day, and it helped me a lot. Watching videos can be both fun and educational. You can watch cartoons, movies, or TV shows. This will help you hear how words are spoken and learn new vocabulary. I once watched a cartoon about a funny dog, and I picked up many new words. Speaking with others is a great way to practice. Find friends who speak English and have conversations with them. If you don't know anyone who speaks English, you can talk to people online. I had a friend who helped me correct my mistakes, and it really improved my speaking skills. Be patient with yourself. Learning a new language takes time. Even when it feels difficult, don't give up. Keep practicing, and you will see improvement step by step. A dictionary is a very useful tool. Every time you hear a new word, look it up and try to use it in a sentence. This will help you remember words better and expand your vocabulary. Playing games in English can make learning more enjoyable. You can play word games or quizzes to practice. I used to play a game with my friends where we had to find as many words as possible, and it helped me learn new words while having fun. Try thinking in English. At first, it may seem difficult, but with time, it becomes easier. Thinking in English helps you make sentences quickly and speak more fluently. Set goals for yourself. Start with small goals, such as learning 5 new words each day or reading 1 page of a book. Achieving these goals will make you feel motivated and proud of your progress. Reviewing what you have learned is very important. Go over your notes, read the same book again, or listen to a story more than once. Reviewing helps you remember information for a longer time. Stay positive throughout your learning journey. Sometimes learning English may feel hard, but if you remain positive, it will become easier. Believe in yourself and never be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes help you learn and improve. Remember, practicing every day will help you become better at English. Keep learning, enjoy the process, and don't stop trying. The more you practice, the more confident you will feel. Keep going, and you will succeed. Chapter 2. Why Listening Matters. In this chapter, we will explore why listening is so important when learning English. Listening plays a key role in improving language skills. When I first started learning English, I struggled to understand what people were saying. However, I made a habit of listening every day. Over time, I noticed an improvement. The more I listened, the easier it became to recognize words and understand their meaning. Why is listening so important? Listening helps you learn new words and understand how they are used in sentences. When you listen, you hear the correct pronunciation and how words are connected in speech. This allows you to speak more naturally. The more you listen, the better you will become at both understanding and speaking English. There are many different ways to practice listening. You don't always have to read a book to improve your English. Listening to stories, songs, and news programs can be just as helpful. When I first started, I listened to simple stories. Even though I didn't understand everything, I kept listening. Over time, the words became clearer, and I understood more. One important thing I realized was that listening improves speaking. When you listen closely, you learn the correct way to say words. You also pick up the rhythm and tone of the language. This helps you sound more natural when you speak. Listening and speaking are connected. If you want to be a good speaker, you must first be a good listener. Ways to practice listening. One of the easiest ways to practice is by listening to songs in English. Songs are a fun way to learn because they introduce new words and phrases in a natural way. When I listened to English songs, I didn't always understand the lyrics at first, but I kept listening. With time, I was able to pick out words and understand the meaning. Watching cartoons or TV shows is another great way to practice. Cartoons are especially useful because they use simple language, and the pictures help you understand what's happening. I remember watching a cartoon about a cat and a mouse. Even though I didn't understand every word, I could guess what was happening based on their actions. This helped me learn new words naturally. Another useful method is listening to the news in English. At first, news programs may seem difficult to understand because they use more advanced vocabulary. However, if you start with short news reports and listen to them multiple times, it gets easier. Try listening to the same news clip a few times to improve comprehension. Podcasts are also a great tool for learning. There are many podcasts made specifically for English learners. These podcasts use clear and slow speech, making them easier to understand. When I was learning, I often listened to podcasts while doing everyday tasks like cooking or walking. You can also choose podcasts on topics you enjoy, such as travel, sports, or food. Learning becomes more fun when you listen to things that interest you. How to improve listening skills. One useful technique is taking notes while listening. Write down any new words you hear and look up their meanings later. Try to use these words in sentences so you can remember them better. Another way to improve is by listening to the same content multiple times. The first time, you might not understand much, but with each listen, you will notice more details. Repetition helps you remember words and understand them better. It's normal to feel frustrated when you don't understand everything. Learning a language takes time. When I first started listening to English, I only understood a few words. However, I kept practicing, and eventually, my listening skills improved. If you feel discouraged, remind yourself that progress takes time. Keep practicing, and it will get easier. The benefits of listening. Every day. Listening helps you in many ways. It increases your vocabulary, improves pronunciation, and teaches you sentence structure. Making listening a daily habit is one of the best things you can do to improve your English. Try to listen to something in English every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. The best part is that you don't need to understand every word. Just keep going. The more you listen, the more you will understand over time. Putting listening into practice. Try this exercise. Spend 10 minutes each day listening to English. Choose something simple, like a song or a short video. Pay close attention to the words. If you hear a word you don't know, write it down and look it up. Then listen again and see if you understand more. Another way to practice is by repeating what you hear. When you listen to a sentence, pause the audio and repeat it out loud. This helps improve pronunciation and fluency. Preparing for the next step. Listening is just the beginning. It prepares you for speaking. The more you listen, the more comfortable you will feel speaking English. In the next chapter, we will talk about another key skill, speaking. But for now, focus on listening as much as you can. Keep practicing, and soon you will notice great progress in your English skills. Learning a language takes time, but with daily listening, you are on the right path. Stay patient, keep listening, and enjoy the process of learning English. Chapter 3. Why speaking English is important. In this chapter, we are going to talk about speaking. Speaking is one of the most important parts of learning English. When you speak, you use what you have learned, and this helps you improve. The more you practice speaking, the better you will become. At the beginning of my English learning journey, I was afraid to speak. I worried about making mistakes and felt nervous when talking to others. But over time, I realized that mistakes are part of learning. If you don't speak, you won't improve. The key is to keep trying, even when you feel scared. How to start speaking English. The best way to start speaking English is to practice a little bit every day. You don't need to speak for hours. Just a few minutes each day can make a big difference. When I was learning, I practiced speaking by talking to myself. I described what I was doing, talked about my day, or asked myself questions. This helped me feel more comfortable using English. If you don't know the right word, try to explain it in a different way. You can use simple words. For example, if you forget the word banana, you can say, "It's a yellow fruit that monkeys like." The important thing is to keep talking. The more you practice, the easier it gets. Another great way to practice speaking is by finding a partner. If you have a friend who is also learning English, practice together. If you don't have a partner, don't worry. You can find someone online through language exchange websites or apps. When I was learning, I had a friend who spoke English well. We talked every day, and she helped me correct my mistakes. This made me feel more confident. Overcoming fear of speaking. One of the biggest challenges for learners is the fear of making mistakes. Many people are afraid that others will laugh at them, but the truth is, most people will be kind and supportive. They understand that you are learning and will help you when you make a mistake. Don't feel bad. Mistakes help you learn. Instead of stopping, correct yourself and continue speaking. Every time you speak, you get better. Another way to gain confidence is by speaking slowly. When you speak slowly, you have more time to think about what you want to say. Many learners try to speak too fast because they think it sounds better, but speaking clearly is more important than speaking quickly. Take your time and don't rush. Ways to practice. Speaking. 1. Effective way to improve your speaking is by repeating sentences. When you hear a sentence in a podcast, movie, or song, repeat it. This helps you practice pronunciation and sentence structure. You can also repeat sentences multiple times to feel more comfortable saying them. Another good practice is role-playing. You can pretend you are in a restaurant, ordering food, asking for directions, or having a conversation with a friend. If you don't have a partner, you can do this alone. Imagine you are talking to someone and practice what you would say. This will help you feel more confident in real conversations. If you don't have someone to practice with, don't worry. You can talk to yourself. This may feel strange at first, but it's a great way to improve. You can describe what you see, talk about your plans for the day, or tell a short story. The more you talk, the more comfortable you will become. Finding opportunities to speak. Joining English-speaking groups is another great way to practice. Many cities have language exchange groups where people meet to practice speaking different languages. If you don't have a group in your area, you can find online communities where you can talk with other English learners. You can also learn a lot by listening to how native speakers talk. Pay attention to their tone, speed, and pronunciation. This will help you speak more naturally. Using media to improve speaking. Watching English TV shows and movies is another great way to improve speaking. When you watch, try to repeat some sentences. Notice how the actors use their voices and body language. Copying them will help you sound more natural. Reading out loud is also helpful. Pick a simple book or an article and read it aloud. This helps with pronunciation and fluency. The more you practice, the easier speaking will become. If you feel shy, start by speaking in front of a mirror. Look at yourself while you speak. This will help you feel more comfortable using English. Over time, your confidence will grow. Practicing with technology. There are many apps that can help you practice speaking. Some apps let you have conversations with AI, while others connect you with real people. Video calling with a friend or tutor is another great way to practice. Seeing the person you are talking to helps make the conversation feel more natural. Minutes every day. As you get better, you can increase the time. Small goals will help you stay motivated. Being patient with yourself. Everyone learns at their own pace. Some people learn quickly, while others take more time. That's okay. The important thing is to keep practicing. The more you speak, the better you will get. When I was learning, I didn't understand everything right away, but I kept speaking, listening, and practicing. Slowly, I became more comfortable. If you keep trying, you will improve too. Making speaking fun. Learning English should be enjoyable. Try talking about things you like. If you love music, talk about your favorite songs. If you enjoy sports, talk about your favorite team. Speaking about things you enjoy will make learning easier. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every mistake is a chance to learn. Keep practicing, and you will get better every day. Final thoughts. Speaking is one of the most important parts of learning English. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Don't worry about being perfect. Just keep speaking. Thank you for reading. Keep practicing, and soon you will speak English with confidence. Chapter 4. The Power of Reading. In this chapter, we will talk about reading and how it helps you learn English. Reading is a great way to improve your vocabulary, understand grammar, and see how sentences are built. It also makes you feel more confident when using English. When I started learning English, reading was difficult because I didn't know many words, but I didn't give up. I read a little bit every day, and slowly I started to understand more. If you keep reading, you will improve too. Why reading is important. Reading helps you learn new words naturally. When you see a word in different sentences, you understand how to use it. If you don't know a word, try to guess its meaning from the sentence. If you still don't know, check the dictionary. This helps you remember words better. Start with easy books. You can begin with children's books or short stories. These books often have pictures that help you understand the meaning. When I started, I read books with pictures, and it made learning fun. Reading also helps with pronunciation. Try reading out loud. When you read aloud, you practice saying the words correctly. It helps you speak more clearly and remember words faster. I used to read stories to myself, and this helped me learn how to pronounce words correctly. How reading helps your writing. Reading also improves your writing skills. When you read, you see how sentences are formed. You learn how to use words in the right way. The more you read, the better you will write. Try to use new words from books in your own writing. This will help you remember them. If you don't understand everything at first, don't worry. It's normal. Just keep reading, and over time it will become easier. The more you practice, the more you will learn. Choosing the right books. Pick books that you enjoy. If you like stories about animals, read books about animals. If you love sports, read about sports. When you read about things you like, learning is more fun. Also, you will remember words better because they are related to your interests. You don't have to read books only. You can read websites, blogs, or magazines in English. These are great ways to learn everyday language. Start with short articles. As you improve, you can read longer and harder texts. If you don't have many books in English, don't worry. There are many free books and stories online. Some websites and apps offer free books for learners. These apps guide you step by step to improve your reading. Make reading a daily habit. Reading every day is important. Even if you read just one page, it will help you improve. Try to make reading a habit. When I was learning, I read for 10 minutes every day. Over time, I read more, and it helped me feel more confident in English. Sometimes you may feel frustrated when you don't understand a word or sentence. That's okay. Keep reading. Don't stop just because it's hard. The more you practice, the better you will get. How to remember. What you read. When you read, try to use the new words you learn. This will help you remember them. Instead of just learning one word, try to understand the whole sentence. This way, you will improve faster. Another way to improve is by reading books with audio. Some books will read the story to you while you follow along. This helps you with listening and reading at the same time. You can hear how words are pronounced and see how they are used. Ebooks can also be helpful. With ebooks, you can often click on words to see their meaning. This makes learning easier. You don't have to stop reading to check a word. Read at your own pace. You don't have to read fast. Understanding the story is more important than speed. Read slowly and enjoy the story. When you read slowly, you learn more and remember better. When I was learning, I kept a notebook for new words. Every time I found a new word, I wrote it down and used it in my own sentences. This helped me remember words and understand how they are used. Other ways to practice. Reading. Reading doesn't have to be boring. Try different ways to make it fun. Read comic books. Comics have pictures and easy dialogue. They are a fun way to learn new words. Read song lyrics. Listen to a song and read the lyrics. This helps you learn pronunciation and new words. Read subtitles when watching a movie. Read the subtitles. You will learn new words and see how they are used in sentences. Read and summarize. After reading a short story, try writing a few sentences about it. This helps you remember what you read. Make reading fun. The key to improving is to enjoy what you read. If you love what you are reading, you will want to read more. Find books, blogs, or articles that interest you. If you like travel, read about different places. If you enjoy cooking, read recipes in English. Reading helps you in many ways. It builds your vocabulary, teaches you grammar, and helps with pronunciation. It also makes you a better speaker and writer. Final thoughts. Reading is a wonderful way to improve your English. It's fun, and you learn a lot. Remember to start with easy books. Read every day, even just a little. Read things that interest you. Read out loud to improve pronunciation. Don't stop if you don't understand everything. Keep reading, and you will see how much better your English becomes. Thank you for reading this chapter. I hope it helps you enjoy reading in English. Keep practicing, and you will continue to improve. Chapter 5. The Power of Writing. In this chapter, we are going to talk about writing. Writing is an important part of learning English. It helps you practice the words and sentences you have learned. When you write, you use English in a new way. Writing also helps you remember new words and grammar. When I started learning English, I wrote a little every day. In the beginning, it was difficult, and I made many mistakes, but I didn't stop. I started with simple sentences and short stories. Over time, I improved. Writing every day helped me become better and more confident. Start with small steps. Begin by writing short sentences. You can write about your day. For example, describe what you did in the morning, afternoon, or evening. You can also write about your family, friends, or favorite activities. The most important thing is to write every day. Writing helps you practice grammar. When you write, you pay attention to how sentences are built. You also learn how to use punctuation, like commas, periods, and question marks. The more you write, the better you will become at using grammar correctly. Don't worry about mistakes. At first, don't worry about mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of learning. Everyone makes mistakes when they start learning a new language. The key is to keep writing. If you make an error, correct it and continue writing. Writing helps you see what you need to improve. Keep a journal. One great way to practice writing is by keeping a journal. A journal is a place where you can write your thoughts and ideas. You can write about anything, your feelings, your dreams, or things that happen during the day. I used to write in my journal every day. It helped me practice and improve my writing skills. Write short stories. Another way to practice is by writing short stories. Start with simple stories about things you know well. You can write about a special day, a funny event, or something interesting that happened to you. Writing stories allows you to use words in a creative way, making the process more fun. Write letters and emails. Another great way to practice is by writing letters or emails. Try writing letters to your friends or family in English. If you don't have anyone to write to, you can write to yourself. Writing letters is a good way to practice using new words and building sentences. After you finish writing something, take time to read it again. This will help you see any mistakes. It will also help you learn how to improve your writing. You can make corrections and think about how to make your writing better next time. Write with a friend. If you have a friend who is also learning English, you can write letters or messages to each other. You can help each other with mistakes and learn new words together. Writing with a friend makes the learning process more enjoyable. What to write about. If you don't know what to write, don't worry. Write about your hobbies, your favorite foods, or your future goals. Writing about things you like makes learning more fun. It also helps you remember new words more easily. Build your vocabulary. When I was learning English, I kept a list of new words. I wrote down the words I learned and tried to use them in my writing. This helped me remember them better. It also helped me understand how to use these words in different sentences. Practice spelling. Writing is also great for practicing spelling. When you write, you need to spell words correctly. If you don't know how to spell a word, look it up. Use a dictionary or an app to help you. The more you write, the better your spelling will become. Practice writing in different tenses. Try writing using different tenses. For example, practice writing in past, present, and future tense. This will help you learn how to use verbs correctly. You can start with simple sentences like, past tense, I visited my grandmother last weekend. Present tense, I am reading a book now. Future tense, I will go to the beach next Saturday. Practicing different tenses will make it easier for you to write and speak correctly. Read what you write out loud. Reading out loud is another great way to improve. When you read your writing aloud, you can hear if something sounds wrong. This helps you fix mistakes and practice pronunciation at the same time. Describe what you see. One fun way to practice writing is by describing things around you. If you are outside, Write about what you see. Describe the weather, the people, and the buildings. This will help you practice using new words and forming sentences. As you continue writing, you will notice that your sentences become longer and better. You will be able to use more complex words and ideas. Writing helps you think in English and organize your thoughts. Making mistakes is okay. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of learning. The most important thing is to keep writing. The more you write, the better you will become. If you feel like your writing isn't good, don't worry. It takes time to improve. Keep practicing and you will see progress. If you feel discouraged, remind yourself that every great writer started somewhere. Writing takes practice, but if you keep going, you will improve. Set goals for your writing. Set small writing goals for yourself. You don't need to write a lot every day. Start small. Set a goal to write 5 sentences a day. Later, you can try writing a paragraph. The more you practice, the easier it will become. It also helps to track your progress. Keep a notebook of everything you write. Look back at your old writing and see how much you've improved. This will keep you motivated. Make writing fun. Writing should be fun. Try writing about topics that interest you. If you like cooking, write about your favorite recipe. If you enjoy music, write about your favorite song. Writing about things you love makes it easier to learn. Final thoughts. Writing is a great way to improve your English. It helps you practice vocabulary, grammar, and sentence structure. It also makes you a better speaker and thinker in English. To summarize, write every day, even if it's just a few sentences. Keep a journal or write short stories. Practice spelling and grammar. Read what you write out loud. Write about things you enjoy. Set small writing goals. Keep practicing, and soon writing in English will feel easy and natural. Thank you for reading this chapter. I hope it helps you feel more confident about writing. Keep going, and you will improve every day. Chapter 6. Speak English with Confidence. In this chapter, we will talk about speaking English. Speaking is one of the most important skills to develop when learning a new language. It allows you to communicate with others, express your thoughts, and build confidence in using English in real situations. When you speak, you practice what you have learned, and over time, you become better. When I first started learning English, I was very shy. I didn't want to speak because I was afraid of making mistakes. I worried that people would not understand me or that they might laugh at me. But then I realized that mistakes are a natural part of learning. Everyone makes mistakes, and that's okay. The key is to keep practicing and not be afraid to speak. The more you practice, the more confident you will feel. Start with simple speaking practice. If you want to improve your speaking skills, you need to practice every day. You don't need to spend hours speaking. Just a few minutes a day will help you improve. One great way to start is by speaking to yourself. This may feel strange at first, but it is very effective. Try saying simple sentences out loud about what you are doing. For example, when you wake up in the morning, say, "I am getting out of bed." When you make breakfast, say, "I am making tea." This helps you get used to thinking and speaking in English. Another way to practice. You can also practice by repeating sentences you hear. If you listen to English songs, movies, or podcasts, try repeating what the speakers say. This will help you improve pronunciation and learn how sentences sound naturally. Speak with friends or language partners. Speaking with others is one of the best ways to improve your confidence. If you have friends who speak English, try talking to them in English as much as possible. Even if you only say a few sentences, it will help. If you don't have friends who speak English, don't worry. There are many online platforms where you can find people to practice with. Websites and apps connect learners from different countries who want to practice speaking. This is a great way to improve your skills and make new friends. When you practice speaking with someone, try to speak slowly and clearly. You don't have to speak fast to be fluent. Speaking slowly helps you organize your thoughts and pronounce words correctly. Overcome the fear of speaking. Many people feel nervous about speaking English. They are afraid of making mistakes or not being understood. But the truth is, making mistakes is how we learn. Every mistake you make is an opportunity to improve. One way to overcome fear is to practice speaking in front of a mirror. Look at yourself and say a few sentences. This helps you feel comfortable speaking and improves your confidence. Another way to build confidence is by role-playing common situations. Pretend you are ordering food at a restaurant, asking for directions, or introducing yourself to someone new. If you practice these situations at home, you will feel more comfortable when they happen in real life. Use English in daily life. The best way to improve your speaking skills is to use English in real situations. Try to use English when you go shopping, order food, or talk to new people. Even if you only say a few words, this practice will help you feel more confident. If you are traveling or live in an area where people speak English, take every opportunity to speak with native speakers. Don't be afraid to start a conversation. Most people are happy to help and will appreciate your effort to speak their language. If you are not in an English-speaking environment, you can still practice by thinking in English. Instead of translating words from your native language, try to think in English. For example, when you see a car, think, "That is a red car." When you feel hungry, think, "I want to eat lunch." This habit will help you think faster in English and improve your fluency. Improve your pronunciation. Good pronunciation helps you speak clearly and be understood. If people can understand you easily, you will feel more confident speaking. One way to improve pronunciation is by listening to native speakers and copying how they speak. Pay attention to how they say words, how their voice rises and falls, and how they use stress in sentences. You can also practice difficult words by saying them repeatedly. For example, if the R sound is challenging, try practicing words like run, rabbit, and river. Repeat these words multiple times to help your tongue get used to forming the sound correctly. You can also try tongue twisters that include the R sound, such as red roses grow rapidly in rainy weather. This kind of exercise will improve your fluency and help you sound more natural. Reading aloud is another great way to practice pronunciation. Choose a book, article, or even a short story and read it out loud. This helps you get used to forming sentences and improves your speaking skills. Set speaking goals. Setting goals can help you stay motivated. Start with small goals, such as speaking English for 5 minutes a day, and then increase the time as you improve. You can also set goals to learn new words and use them in conversation. For example, if you learn 5 new words this week, try using them in a sentence when you speak. This will help you remember them better and make your speaking sound more natural. Join an English-speaking group. Speaking with other learners is a great way to practice. Look for English-speaking groups in your area or online. These groups often meet to talk about different topics and help each other improve. If you can't find a group, try creating one with your friends. Meet once a week and practice speaking together. You can choose topics like travel, hobbies, or daily life. This makes learning fun and gives you regular speaking practice. Be patient and keep practicing. Learning to speak English well takes time, but every time you practice, you get better. Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't speak perfectly. Keep going, and you will improve little by little. There will be days when speaking feels easy and days when it feels hard. That's normal. The important thing is to keep practicing and not give up. Think of speaking English like learning to ride a bike. At first, it feels difficult, and you might fall. But if you keep trying, you will get better and better. Enjoy speaking English. Learning a language should be fun. Try talking about things that interest you. Share your thoughts, tell stories, and ask questions. The more you enjoy speaking, the easier it will be to improve. When I was learning English, I talked about my favorite movies, music, and travel plans. This made speaking fun and helped me remember new words. Final thoughts. Speaking English is an important skill, and the more you practice, the more confident you will become. Speak every day, listen to English, practice with friends, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Enjoy the process of learning, and soon you will find yourself speaking English with confidence. Chapter 7. The Power of Reading in Learning English. In this chapter, we will focus on reading and how it helps you improve your English skills. Reading is one of the best ways to expand your vocabulary, understand grammar, and see how sentences are structured. The more you read, the more confident you will feel when using English. When I was learning English, I made reading a daily habit. At first, I found it difficult because there were many words I didn't know, but instead of stopping, I kept going. Every day, I read a little more, and over time, I started to understand better. Start with simple books. If you are new to reading in English, start with simple books. Children's books are a great choice because they use easy words and often have pictures to help explain the story. When I first started reading in English, I read books with pictures, and they helped me guess the meaning of new words. You don't need to read big books at the beginning. Short stories, comics, and simple articles are great options. These use short sentences and common words, making them easier to understand. As you improve, you can challenge yourself with longer books. Reading aloud to improve pronunciation. Reading out loud is an excellent way to practice speaking and pronunciation. When you read aloud, you train your mouth to say words correctly. If you find a new word, try saying it several times. If you are unsure how to pronounce a word, check an online dictionary that provides audio pronunciation. I used to read simple stories out loud every day. This practice not only improved my pronunciation, but also helped me feel more comfortable speaking in English. How to understand new words while reading. You will come across words you don't know while reading. That's okay. Instead of stopping, try to guess the meaning from the sentence. Look at the words around it and think about the context. If you still don't understand, you can check a dictionary. When I was learning, I had a notebook where I wrote down new words. Next to each word, I wrote its meaning in simple English and an example sentence. This helped me remember the words and use them in conversation. Choosing books that interest you. Reading is easier and more enjoyable when you read about topics that interest you. If you love animals, read books or articles about them. If you enjoy sports, find books about your favorite team. When you read about things you like, learning new words feels natural. If you don't know where to start, look for books written for English learners. Many websites and apps have free books at different levels. As your skills grow, you can move on to more difficult books. Read a little every day. The key to improving is reading regularly. Even reading for just 10 to 15 minutes a day can help. The more you read, the more words and sentence structures you will learn. When I started, I read 1 page every day. At first, it was difficult, but after a few months, I noticed that my reading speed and understanding had improved a lot. Reading with a friend. Reading with someone else makes learning more fun. You can take turns reading a story aloud. If you don't understand something, you can help each other. Reading with a friend also gives you confidence and makes learning less stressful. If you don't have a reading partner, you can join an online reading group where people read and discuss books together. This is a great way to improve your reading and speaking skills at the same time. Reading English news. Another great way to practice reading is by reading the news in English. Some websites write news in simple English for learners. Reading news articles helps you learn words that are commonly used in real life. It also helps you understand current events while improving your language skills. If the news is too difficult at first, start with children's news websites. These sites use simple sentences and explain things clearly. Using audio to help with reading. If you find reading alone too hard, try listening to audio while you read. Many books and articles come with audio recordings. Listening while reading helps you learn pronunciation and understand the rhythm of English. When I was learning, I listened to audiobooks while reading along. It made a big difference in how I understood words and sentences. Setting reading goals. Setting small goals can keep you motivated. For example, you can aim to read 1 story a week or learn 5 new words every time you read. Keeping track of your progress will help you stay encouraged. When I was learning, I set a goal to read 1 chapter of a book each week. It was challenging, but it helped me stay consistent and improve. Reading different types of texts. Books are not the only way to practice reading. You can also read blogs, recipes, and even advertisements. Reading different types of texts helps you see how English is used in daily life. For example, Reading instructions on a recipe will teach you cooking-related words, while reading travel blogs will introduce you to words about places and cultures. Reading comics and graphic novels. Comics and graphic novels are great for beginners because they combine pictures with text. The visuals help you understand the story, even if some words are difficult. They also introduce you to casual conversations and expressions that are commonly used in daily life. When I was learning, I read comic books because they made reading fun. The pictures helped me guess words, and the conversations were easy to follow. Reviewing what you read. After finishing a book or article, take a moment to review what you learned. Try summarizing the story in your own words. This helps reinforce new words and sentence structures in your memory. I used to write short summaries of the stories I read. This helped me remember the key points and practice writing at the same time. Making reading a daily habit. Reading regularly is one of the best ways to improve your English. It helps you see how words are used in real life and makes learning more enjoyable. Even if reading feels difficult now, don't give up. Keep reading every day, and soon you will see progress. The more you read, the easier English will become. Final thoughts. Reading is a powerful tool for learning English. It helps you improve vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and writing skills. The key is to start with simple books, read things you enjoy, and make it a habit. Thank you for reading this chapter. Keep practicing, and you will soon see great progress in your reading skills. Enjoy your reading journey. Chapter 8. Writing to improve your English. In this chapter, we will focus on writing. Writing is an essential skill for learning English. It allows you to use the words and grammar you have learned and helps you gain confidence in expressing yourself in English. When I began learning English, I felt nervous about writing. I didn't know how to start or what to write about. However, I soon realized that the more I wrote, the better I became. Writing, like speaking, improves with practice. You don't have to worry about making mistakes. You just need to write. Start with simple sentences. Begin with short and easy sentences. You can write about your daily routine or things you enjoy. For example, you might write, "I went to the store today," or "My favorite food is pasta." These simple sentences may seem small, but they help you practice. The key is to write regularly. If you are unsure what to write about, start with topics that interest you. You can describe your family, hobbies, or favorite places. It doesn't matter what you choose as long as you are writing. You can also write about your goals or a special memory. Just put your thoughts on paper. When writing, try to use the words you already know. Don't worry if your vocabulary is small. Use simple words at first, and as you continue, you will learn new ones. Over time, your sentences will become longer and more detailed. Keeping a writing journal. One great way to practice writing is by keeping a journal. A journal is a personal space where you can write about your thoughts, experiences, or feelings. When I was learning English, I kept a small notebook where I wrote about my school, friends, and family. I also wrote about my dreams and things that made me happy. At first, my writing was very simple, but as I continued, I noticed that I was able to write longer and better sentences. Keeping a journal will help you track your progress and build confidence in your writing. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Making mistakes is a natural part of learning. If you write something incorrectly, don't feel bad. Instead, try to correct it and keep writing. This is how you improve. If possible, ask someone to read what you write. A friend, teacher, or family member can help you correct your mistakes and give you feedback. If no one is available, read your writing again after some time and see if you can spot any errors yourself. Writing short stories. Another great way to practice writing is by creating short stories. Start with simple ideas. You can write about something that happened to you or make up a story about an interesting place or a funny event. Writing stories allows you to use your imagination while practicing new words and sentence structures. If you don't know how to begin, think of a simple event, like a trip to the park, and describe what happened. For example, yesterday I went to the park. The sun was shining and many children were playing. I saw a little girl feeding the birds. She looked very happy. After that, I sat on a bench and read my book. Short stories like this help you improve your ability to describe things in English. Writing letters or emails. Writing letters or emails is another useful way to practice English. You can write to a friend, a teacher, or even yourself. Write about your day, your plans, or something interesting you learned. If you don't have someone to write to, pretend you are writing to a future version of yourself. This is a great way to practice writing complete thoughts in English. Writing practice through questions. A good way to improve your writing is by answering questions. For example, after reading a short article or watching a video, try writing answers to questions like, what was the article or video about? What did you learn from it? How did it make you feel? By answering these questions, you practice forming full sentences and expressing your thoughts clearly, building sentences correctly. When writing, focus on forming proper sentences. A simple sentence in English usually follows this pattern: subject plus verb plus object. For example, AI, subject, drinks, verb, coffee, object. She, subject, reads, verb, books, object. Understanding this basic structure helps you write correctly. As you improve, you can start adding more details to your sentences. Writing in different tenses. Practicing different tenses helps you become more comfortable with English. Try writing about the same event in different tenses. Past tense. Last night, I watched a movie with my friend. We ate popcorn and had a great time. Present tense. I am watching a movie with my friend. We are eating popcorn and having fun. Future tense. Tomorrow I will watch a movie with my friend. We will eat popcorn and enjoy our time together. This exercise helps you understand how verbs change based on time. Writing and reviewing your work. After writing, take time to read your work. Reading what you have written helps you find mistakes and improve sentence structure. If you see an error, try to fix it. You can also ask someone to check your writing. Another useful trick is reading your writing out loud. If a sentence doesn't sound right, you may need to change it. This helps improve both writing and speaking skills, using different types of writing to improve faster. Try writing different kinds of texts. Write descriptions, emails, diary entries, and even short essays. You can also try writing about pictures. Look at a photo and write a few sentences about what you see. For example, if you see a picture of a beach, you can write, "The beach is sunny and full of people. Some are swimming and others are playing in the sand. The water looks blue and calm." This type of exercise helps you describe things clearly and improve your vocabulary. Making writing a habit. Writing regularly is the best way to improve. Even if you write just a few sentences each day, you will see progress. The key is to keep practicing and not be afraid to make mistakes. Set small goals, such as writing 1 paragraph a day. Over time, your writing will become more natural and confident. Final thoughts. Writing is an important part of learning English. It helps you organize your thoughts, expand your vocabulary, and gain confidence in using the language. Start with simple sentences, write every day, and enjoy the process. The more you write, the better you will become. So grab a notebook, open a document, and start writing today. Thank you for reading this chapter. Keep practicing, and soon you will see great progress in your writing skills. Happy writing. Chapter 9. Gaining Confidence in Speaking English. Hello, everyone. In this chapter, we will focus on speaking English. Speaking is an essential skill when learning a new language. It helps you communicate with others and use the words you have learned. The more you practice speaking, the better your English will become. When I first started learning English, I was very shy. I was afraid to speak because I thought I might make mistakes. However, I soon realized that making mistakes is a natural part of learning. Everyone makes mistakes, and that's okay. The most important thing is to keep practicing and not be afraid to speak. Start small and speak. Every day. If you feel nervous about speaking, don't worry. You don't need to be perfect. The key is to start speaking as much as possible, even if it's just a few minutes a day. Speaking English regularly will help you improve. Begin with simple sentences. For example, "My name is Anna," or "I am learning English." Practicing these sentences will help you gain confidence. Once you feel comfortable, try adding more details. A great way to practice. Speaking. A great way to practice speaking is by talking to yourself. It may feel strange at first, but it really works. You can say things like, "I am going to the bookstore," or "It is a sunny day today." This simple exercise helps you practice using words and sentences in English. Over time, you will feel more comfortable expressing your thoughts. Find a speaking partner. Another effective way to improve speaking skills is by practicing with a partner. If you have a friend or family member who speaks English, ask them to practice with you. Start with easy topics like hobbies, daily activities, or favorite foods. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. If you don't have an English-speaking friend, don't worry. You can find speaking partners online. There are many websites and apps where you can connect with people who want to practice English. Speaking with someone regularly will improve both your confidence and pronunciation. When I was learning English, I had a friend who spoke very well. We practiced speaking every day. Sometimes I made mistakes, but my friend didn't laugh. Instead, she helped me correct my sentences. This made me feel more confident and encouraged me to keep speaking. Practice. Speaking in real situations. Speaking in real-life situations is one of the best ways to build confidence. Try ordering food in English when you visit a restaurant, or ask for directions when traveling. These small interactions will help you practice speaking naturally. If you don't have many chances to speak with others, you can still practice by repeating what you hear in English movies or songs. Try repeating short sentences from TV shows or conversations. This will help you improve pronunciation and fluency. Listen and imitate. Listening is just as important as speaking. The more you listen to English, the better your speaking will become. You will learn how words are pronounced and how sentences are structured. Try watching English movies, listening to songs, or following podcasts. Repeat phrases after hearing them to practice pronunciation. This will also help you get used to the natural rhythm of the language. Improve your pronunciation. If certain words are difficult to say, practice them regularly. For example, if you have trouble pronouncing the R sound, focus on words like red, run, and river. Repeat these words slowly and clearly. You can also watch videos that show how to move your mouth to pronounce words correctly. Reading aloud is another way to improve pronunciation. Choose a short story or article and read it aloud. This will help you get used to speaking English and make it easier to say words correctly. Think in English. One of the best ways to become fluent is to start thinking in English instead of translating from your native language. Try forming sentences directly in English. For example, when you wake up, instead of thinking, "I need to eat breakfast" in your language and then translating it, think in English, "I will have eggs and toast for breakfast." Thinking in English helps you respond faster when speaking. It also helps you use the words you already know more naturally. Join a language group. Joining a group where people practice English together is a great way to improve. Many communities have English-speaking groups where learners meet and talk. If you can't find one in your city, try joining an online group where people practice speaking. Speaking with other learners helps you feel less nervous. Everyone is learning together, and it is a friendly way to practice. Ask questions and keep practicing. If you don't understand something, don't be afraid to ask questions. Asking for help is an important part of learning. You can ask, "Can you say that again?" or "What does that word mean?" Most people will be happy to help you. Asking questions shows that you are eager to learn and improve. Tell stories to practice. Speaking. A fun way to improve speaking is by telling stories. You can talk about a past experience, something funny that happened, or a place you visited. For example, try describing your last vacation. Last summer, I visited the mountains. The weather was cold, and I saw a lot of snow. I went hiking and took many pictures. It was a great trip. Telling stories helps you put sentences together naturally. The more you do this, the more confident you will feel. Be patient and keep going. Learning to speak English takes time. Don't expect to be perfect right away. Everyone learns at their own speed. The important thing is to keep practicing every day. If you feel nervous, remind yourself that even fluent speakers make mistakes sometimes. Mistakes are part of learning, and they help you improve. Make speaking a habit. The best way to get better at speaking is to do it every day. Set a goal to speak for at least 10 minutes daily. Over time, increase the amount of time you spend speaking. Try these exercises. Talk to yourself about your plans for the day. Describe what you see around you. Practice speaking in front of a mirror. Final thoughts. Speaking English is one of the best ways to learn and improve quickly. The more you speak, the more confident you will become. Remember to speak every day, even if it's just a few minutes. Find a partner to practice with. Listen and repeat what you hear. Think in English to improve fluency. Join groups or online communities to practice. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Keep speaking, and you will see progress. Thank you for reading this chapter. I hope you feel motivated to start speaking more. Keep practicing, and soon you will speak English with confidence. Learning English is a journey that requires daily practice and the right strategies. To become fluent, you need to integrate English into your everyday life. In this section, we will explore effective ways to practice English that will help you improve speaking, listening, reading, and writing. 1. Speak English as much as possible. Speaking regularly is the fastest way to improve fluency. Even if you are a beginner, using English every day will help you build confidence. Here are some ways to practice speaking. Talk to yourself. Describe what you are doing. For example, while cooking, say, "I am chopping vegetables now. I am boiling water." Practice with a partner. If you have a friend learning English, set a time to talk in English. Choose simple topics like weekend plans or favorite foods. Join speaking groups. Find online or local English conversation groups where you can practice in a relaxed setting. Use online platforms. Apps like HelloTalk or Tandem allow you to connect with native speakers and practice speaking. Record yourself. Speak on a topic for 1 minute, then listen to your recording. This helps you hear your pronunciation and find ways to improve. 2. Improve your listening skills. Listening is an essential part of communication. The more you listen to English, the easier it becomes to understand conversations and respond naturally. Here are some ways to improve your listening. Listen to English every day. Play English podcasts, audiobooks, or songs while doing daily activities like exercising or cleaning. Watch with subtitles. Start with English subtitles and then challenge yourself to watch without them. Repeat what you hear. After listening to a sentence in a movie or podcast, pause and repeat it to imitate natural pronunciation. Focus on key words. Even if you do not understand everything, listen for main words to understand the meaning. Use English news websites. BBC Learning English and Voice of America provide slow-speed news that helps learners. 3. Read daily to expand vocabulary. Reading strengthens vocabulary, improves grammar, and helps you form sentences correctly. Here's how to get started. Start with simple texts. Read short stories, comics, or children's books that use basic English. Use a dictionary for new words. When reading, highlight new words and write their meanings in a notebook. Read out loud. This helps with pronunciation and fluency. Summarize what you read. After reading a news article or story, write a short summary in English. Set a reading goal. Try reading one article per day to build a habit. 4. Write every day to practice. Grammar. Writing helps you organize your thoughts, practice grammar, and expand vocabulary. Here are some ways to practice. Keep a journal. Write about your daily activities, thoughts, or goals in English. Write short emails or messages. If possible, send texts or emails in English to friends or colleagues. Practice sentence structures. Write about past events, daily routines, and future plans to practice different tenses. Use new words in sentences. Every time you learn a new word, use it in 3 sentences to remember it better. Join online writing groups. Platforms like Reddit or Facebook groups allow you to share your writing and receive feedback. 5. Think in English to improve fluency. Translating from your native language to English slows you down. Train your brain to think directly in English using these methods. Label items at home. Put sticky notes on household objects with their English names. Describe your surroundings. Wherever you are, try to describe what you see, hear, and feel in English, and mentally narrate activities while doing daily tasks. For example, I need to pack my bag for work. Ask and answer questions. Think of questions and answers in English, such as, what will I eat for lunch? I will have a sandwich. 6. Use technology to learn faster. Many digital tools make learning English fun and engaging. Here are some tools that can help. Language learning apps. Apps like Duolingo, Memrise, and Any help with vocabulary and grammar. Grammar tools. Grammarly helps check and correct your writing of flashcard apps. Use Quizlet to review new words quickly. YouTube lessons. Watch English teachers who explain pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar. Speaking assistants. Virtual assistants like Google Assistant or Siri can help you practice speaking. 7. Challenge yourself with real-life practice. The best way to improve English is to use it in real situations. Here's how. Order food in English. When at a restaurant, try ordering in English. Write shopping lists in English. This helps you think in English during daily tasks. Follow English instructions. Use English recipes when cooking. Talk to native speakers. If you meet English speakers, do not be afraid to start a conversation. 8. Stay motivated and keep learning. Learning English takes time, so stay patient and motivated. Here's how to stay on track. Celebrate small wins. Every new word learned and every conversation had is progress. Set achievable goals. Learn 5 new words daily or speak for 10 minutes a day. Review your progress. Go back to old notes and see how much you have improved. Make learning fun. Watch movies, read books, and play word games in English. Final thoughts. Improving English requires daily practice, but by speaking, listening, reading, and writing every day, you will see progress. Here's what to remember. Speak English often, even if you make mistakes. Listen to English daily, through songs, podcasts, or movies. Read regularly, to learn new words and sentence structures. Write to practice grammar and spelling. Think in English, to improve fluency. Use technology, to make learning fun and interactive. Practice English in real-life situations, whenever possible. The most important rule: never stop practicing. Keep using English, and soon you will become more confident and fluent. Enjoy your learning journey. Keep speaking, writing, and listening, and you will reach your goals.